Hi, my name is Kevin Rain. I'm the Vice President and General Manager of Crownline Boats. And chances are, if you're watching this short video, you're in the process of making a buying decision about a new boat. And we certainly do appreciate your interest in our product. What I hope to accomplish with today's short video on design is three things. First, I want to talk about our fast tab hull design in detail and what the benefits are to the retail customer. Number two, I want to talk about our overall design philosophy as it relates to both the deck and the hull. And number three, I want to talk about why weight matters, why the overall weight of a product matters when you're making a buying decision. In each case, we're going to talk about what we do at Crownline, how that differs from the competition, and what the value and the benefits are to you, the retail customer, how it affects your ownership experience, and more importantly, your resale value. That's really what this is all about. For 26 plus years, Crownline's been delivering highly sophisticated sports car styling to the marketplace. We're known throughout the industry as the new product leader. We got that label by delivering 4 new boats each year to the marketplace. In 2016, for instance, we delivered the 225, 275, E4XS, and E6SS. For 2017, we delivered the brand new 215SS, E1XS, and the stunning E29XS behind me. It's a twin outboard performance machine, delivering 55 to 58 miles per hour with twin 250s. We're clearly redefining that segment of the marketplace, and everybody's looking to us at our leadership with style and design and performance. Right behind the E29 is the twin E30. It's a big brother version of a twin stern drive, 9 inches longer. We're excited about our new product. We're excited about all the things that we do at Crownline. But the truth of the matter is, we talk about these things internally. We talk about them at our dealer meeting, but we have not done a good job talking to the retail public. We haven't really shared our story, kept a lot of this a secret, but no more. Today's video is the first step in our journey to educate the retail customer about all the special things we do with design and how it really impacts your ownership experience. So come along with me on this journey. We're going to take it step by step, why design matters, why our fast tab hull matters, and why weight matters, and why all of these things should be considered when you make a buying decision. One of the things we're most excited about at Crownline is our exclusive fast tab hull. It's a patented design exclusive to Crownline, and it's also a trademark name. Fast tab stands for fin assisted safe turn. So what exactly does it do and how does it work? Basically, the fast tab hull is based off an original vented chine design. What is a vented chine? A vented chine is where air is forced into the running surface of the boat to provide lift, reduce drag, and provide increased performance and acceleration by helping to lift the boat and reduce the drag. That's this entire rudder system that we've added back into the design of a traditional vented chine design. If this was not here, what you'd have is a style line that came up and you'd have an open area in the running surface. So again, we've modified that through years of testing and came back and added in what we call the fin-assisted safe turn, fast tab hull, that aids in the performance and handling of the boat, especially when you take it in fast turns. What does that fin do? Well, as you're forcing air into a vented chine hull, providing lift to the running surface, the boat's actually running on a portion of that hull bottom that's called the performance pad or the delta pad. That air forces the lift into that area and helps elevate the boat. But what happens is, in traditional vented chine hulls, where that running surface is removed, when you take the boat on a sharp turn, you lose that running surface because it's been scalloped out to provide the lift, and you slide and slip across the water. By adding the fin back into the design, you actually add like a rudder. So when you turn, you grip the water and you improve performance. So that's the big difference between a fast tab hull, exclusive to Crownline, and a traditional vented chine design. The second portion of our hull bottom that's so special is with this fin, we displace water differently. And that's coupled with a key element in the back of our transom design. Because of the way we design our hull bottoms, we displace water in a small vortice, basically 2 small circles that track straight off the back of the transom. What do these vortices do? They help eliminate what's called stern wander. And anybody that's ever driven a boat at low RPM knows that if you turn into the area that you are moving, you overcorrect and you actually lose control of the boat. And that's just a function of how the boat performs at low RPM. By creating these twin vortices, we control the water behind the back of the boat and we help it track in a more straight and narrow focus. These are traits that, again, that are exclusive to Crownline, differentiate us from any other boat bottom in the marketplace. But if you want more science about exactly how our hull bottoms work, we have a 13 to 15 minute animation video that really goes into detail on our website that explains this in even more detail. You can watch it time and time again. But the bottom line is, fin-assisted safe turn, exclusive Crownline design, vortex generators, those aren't just buzzwords. They're real keys to improving performance and safety while on the water, and they're exclusive to Crownline. This is a very special story that we bring to the marketplace, and one that you need to consider when you're making a buying decision. The next topic that I'd like to discuss is our overall design philosophy as it relates to decks and hulls. At Crownline, we use what I call a 50-50 deck and hull assembly. What that means is our decks and hulls come together somewhat in the center of the overall shear of the boat. How does that differ from our competition? Most of our competitions run their hulls all the way up to the top of the shear and have very short decks. You can see that it's very easy to see the difference between a Crownline and most of our competitors. So the question would be, why do we do what we do and why do they do what they do? Well, first of all, from a manufacturing standpoint, hulls are about 35% less labor intensive to manufacture. So by running the hull side all the way up and short decks, they're able to cut costs. The trade-offs are this. We design in a 50-50 hull design, but we also design in radiuses that are easy to see in the side profile of this boat. Every one of these radiuses represents a labor-intensive process that we've added to our build cycle. And what I mean by that, every one of these radiuses, every one of these returns aren't just style lines. They're added returns in the fiberglass that add strength to your deck and your hull. In addition, every one of these returns takes noise and vibration out of the hull and the deck. So think about that. If you have a hull side that has a tall hull and short deck, and a different one that offers a 50% hull, 50% deck, with all of these radiuses designed in, you can start to understand what I'm talking about. The second exhibit does a little bit better job explaining this point. Every one of these returns, which are 7 to 9 below the rub rail, take noise and vibration out of the boat while adding in strength to the exterior. So if you impact the hull side, you have a better chance that you won't have a gel coat crack. When you have a large billboard area with no additional returns, that noise reverberates and the chance for impact damage increases. Now, I'm not saying they're not building their boats right. I'm just saying there's a huge difference between the design philosophy that we employ and what they do. There's a lot of good boats in the marketplace, but 4 or 5 key things in design take a good boat to a great boat. And we believe at Crownline, we manufacture great boats. We don't worry about the cost, the extra time, the manufacturing expense associated with doing things right. It's about developing and designing the best, highest quality boat. The strongest hull designs with the least amount of noise and vibration. That's why when you're in the water test driving your Crownline, one of the first things you're going to notice just how quiet the ride is. It's because of the way we build the product, but it's also the way we design the decks and hulls. Add strength, takes noise and vibration out. Our 50-50 hull design is unique in the marketplace. Most of our competitors run their hull sides all the way up to the top, very short decks. Again, easy for them to manufacture, less costly for them, but not as good for you. The ownership experience will not be the same. Crownline stands above the competition with its 50-50 deck and hull design philosophy. One of the last concepts I'd like to talk about today is the concept of weight, and why the overall weight of the boat is really, really important. It's probably the most important spec that you're going to look at, and here's why. There's all kinds of ways to fudge the LOA, or the length overall. Extended bulb pulpits, oversized swim platforms. Some manufacturers even have secondary swim platforms. So you never can really totally understand the design of the boat based on the LOA. But what you can't fudge is the weight. And why it's so important, because there's over-the-road restrictions requirements for trailers and boat lifts. So when I'm looking at a boat, I always like to zero in on the weight first, because it tells a lot about the construction and the quality of the build process of that particular boat. Now behind me is our 255 SS. That boat weighs in at 5,600 pounds. My 2 closest competitors in the marketplace have comparable sized boats, and yet their weights are 4,600 and 4,800 pounds. So where is the extra 1,000 pounds in a Crownline, and why does it matter? Now, my competition will tell you that we overbuild our boat, or it's because they use the latest technologies like foam stringers, and that's why their boats are so much lighter. Well, let me tell you, don't believe that for a minute. At Crownline, we use composite stringers on our 206, 216, and 226 for years. We stopped using it. You know why? Because the boats were louder. And the bottoms were also more susceptible to cracking because that stringer system has no flex in it. So don't let them tell you that. But even given that information, the difference between the composite stringer system and our traditional stringer system on a 22 and 23 foot boat was 80 pounds, 80, 85 pounds. So even if you extrapolate that out to a 25 foot boat, you're talking about 90 or 100 pounds. Where's the extra 900 pounds? Hypothetically, if you were going to crack this boat in half, you know what you would find? You'd find our gel coat shot, 25 mils wet, dries down to 22 mils. You'd find a first skin laminate rolled out to perfection at 100 mil thickness. You'd find a second skin shot and rolled out to perfection, a second 100 mils. Then you'd find bidirectional core mat laid from water line to water line. You'd find our custom hand fit stringer system, then glassed and tabbed in to the boat bottom. And around that stringer system, you'd find Nitacore composite coring, sealing every cavity in that stringer system. Along the sides of the hull, you'd find core mat, added strength. Time-tested methods of building boats is what we use here at Crownline. We don't cut any corners, we don't skimp, we don't try to take cost out to fatten our margins at the expense of your ownership experience. So here's my question to each one of you as prospective boat buyers. Why would you give up that extra 1,000 pounds? Why would you give up that peace of mind that you know that that boat is built right and that no corners have been cut? Especially if you compare the performance. Performance data is available on our brand as well as our competitors online. And you can check to see that the Crownline performance is as good, if not better than the competition. So again, it comes back to the fact, why would you give up that extra 1,000 pounds? And the answer is, if I shared with you the fact that my costs are roughly $5 a pound, so that extra 1,000 pounds of building that boat correctly costs me an extra $5,000 here at Crownline, would that change your mind? Because it should. Take all the emotion out of it, and then go to the science. Go to the NADA. Find out which brands hold the best resale value. That'll tell you the story. That'll tell you what boats hold up newer, longer, what boats hold their resale value. These are the key questions you should be asking yourself. Don't get fooled. Don't get caught up in the sound bites. Weight matters. It's the one spec on the spec sheet you cannot fudge. And that's why I always look at it first, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Thank you.